Welcome to TAG, Technology, Automotive, Gaming, and today camping. I'm going to show you, if you're a man like me who likes to drive small sports cars, and you live in the North Woods of Wisconsin, but you know, you had one of lot of space and you might be on a budget. Well, I got the tent for you. Now, if you have your kayaks on top of the car, like you would because you're in the North Woods of Wisconsin, you got to get in the back, so it's a good car for that. Easy access. Today I got the Ozark Trail 3-person dome tent. It's a cheap tent, but does the job. Why don't we set her up? Alright, so I'm going to show you how to take this into this. How pretty wash. Look at that right there. Whoa. Tag, you're in. First you unzip the bag. After you got the bag undone, you unroll in the fun fashion. That's the best way to do it. After you got her unrolled in that fun fashion, unfold all the folds nice and easy. After that's done, you got to get the poles put up. Now these poles have a weird angle to them. I don't know why, but they do. So you put the poles in there at the weird angle. Once both your poles are set up, you also open up your dining fly pole. Why it's called dining fly, I don't know. Then you put your poles through the little sliders up the top here. And as you put your poles through the sliders there, you on both ends, you get ready to hook them up. So you got to put both poles through first. Then you start on one side and you lift it up. Try holding it up as you hook it into the little slot there, and then you go to the other side and hook that up. Now it's much easier with 2 people, but we're going to do it with 1. So when we only have 1 person, we're going to do the other side poles as well, and hook those both up, and then the tent will be up. You also have these plastic little latches there. Those plastic latches are cheap and annoying, but you bought a cheap tent there. So you know, you buy a cheap tent and you use the cheap plastic straps. It only costs us 30 bucks, so you know you can't complain for $30 for a 3-person tent. It does the job. It'll last about 4 seasons. These cheap tents usually do, and you just accept that's what it is. After you have the plastic clips on, you get your dining fly on. Why is it called dining fly? I don't know. Get your dining fly on, and you hook it on both sides of the loops there. And after you hook it on both sides of the loop, you got these little Velcro straps. And you take the Velcro straps, which I like Velcro straps because they don't fail, last a long time as long as they're clean. And you Velcro it to the poles on every side. And after the Velcro's all hooked up, you want to put your dining fly flap of wetness. That's what I call it, because anytime you get a tent when it's raining, you're guaranteed to get wet right there. So my suggestion is just hit it before you get out there. Anyways, put your dining fly flap of wetness in. There's a hook on this side and a hook on that side. But first you got to slide it through the little pocket right there. Slide it through the pocket. Put in the first little hole over there. Slide it through, or put it over here and hook it there, and it'll make that lip come up, and then your dining fly flap of wetness, because that's what it is. I don't care what it says, that's what that is. Just gets you wet. Why do they call it a dining fly or a rain fly? I mean, do you eat on it? I mean, why is it a fly? This is a fly. I don't understand. Yeah, and then it's all set up and done in its simplistic glory. Cheap, simplistic glory. So now that we have it all set up there, we got to put in our stakes. So we grab our stakes, and there's nice thing about this tent, only 6, and obviously it's missing some, because if you ever buy a tent you lose stakes. So I suggest always buy a few extra stakes. They're only like 60 cents, so 60 cents for, oh crap, I need stakes, especially if it's raining, because you want these out. That's 60 cents well spent. I suggest you use the metal ones. It comes with metal ones, but they're cheap. I have the nicer 60-cent ones. They're thicker, still bent. Plastic ones don't go on the ground very well, and they have a tendency to break. So this has a little slider here, and the slider basically makes you get more tension. So you can see it. So it slides if you need more tension. And I usually set up so I just have a little bit of tension here, because you put it at the bottom loop there. And I'll put it right here, and there you go. Then you go around and you put them all around. Now some people say you do all 4 of those, then those. It doesn't matter with a small tent like this. I just go around and do all of them, because I'm not going to sit there and go back and forth. Usually I'm waiting to have my first beer, so why would I sit there and it's a waste of time. Just put them all in. So you try to put all 4 and try to get a spot
Dude, no. See,
Or you're gonna bend my stick.
here's what you do. You take a wood, burnt, non-burnt, whatever, and you... It's in. Anything can be used as a hammer. Check out our last video. I showed you that with the big Hilton.
Okay, so a few pet peeves. One of the ones that I have is kind of annoying is the spider area right here. I call it a spider hole because it just lets spiders in. It's supposed to be for plugging electricity. It does have a little Velcro strap in there, but bugs still get in. Another one it's also this flap of wetness, because what happens is the water hits here and it just pools right there. That's where it pools. And because they have the flap of wetness, you no longer have the extending thingy right here, which sucks because then your window area for when it's really hot outside and you want to not sweat nuts off, you can't roll this window down. You can't roll this window down at all. You're forced because of the flap of wetness to have that, because they want to get rid of that center pole. Don't know why, but they did. And because they also got rid of the center pole, your back window has less surface area too, so you don't really have any window options to unzip. I mean, it's there, but it's not. It's just a flap. So there's no window. Yeah, all right, let's check her out inside there and I'll show you the features of this tent. All right, so here's the few features of the tent. One of the features I want to show you up here is this little net thingy. Now, I found the only thing it's good for is putting a flashlight up there. With this little net, and you just hook it there and hook it here. And you can't actually keep the net in because it doesn't stay. So when you fold up the tent, so that's why I always, see what I mean by it doesn't stay. It just doesn't stay. It's silly. I mean, I'm not really sure what it's for, but it's here. There you go, you got a little net thingy for flashlight or glow sticks. But yeah, you also have a loop above the net thing if you don't want to do the glow sticks. There's a little loop there. So you can just put, in any of these loops, put a flashlight if you got there. And then over on both sides, you have some nice pockets. Or on one side. Oh, it's only one side. Damn, this is cheap. You get one pocket, but they separate in two, see? So you can still have a husband and a wifey pocket. And then one of them has to go, it's going to be the husband. It's going to be, I need my phone, can you grab it for me? That's what you're going to hear. There. That's pretty much all. And I will say, you don't have a lot of space, but for two people, it says a 3-person tent. I would say it's not. I mean, if you look at what you got here, me over here, yeah, I fit. I'm in. But 3 people if you had nothing. But if you had 3 people in bags, and it just wouldn't work because you were gonna put your clothes, so you're gonna change in the car or something. It's a 2-person tent in reality, and usually I'm sleeping this way because I'm 6'1". I won't fit the other way. Even this way, it's a little cramped. I mean, my head still touches a little bit, but it does the job for a cheap tent if you're a guy who wants a sports car and you put kayaks on your roof. Well, right there. So here's the cheapo poor man's sports car driving tiny tent. The Ozark Trail 3-person dome tent, which is really a 2-person tent. So until next time, I'm Shane, and Tag, you're right there. Yo. This is MC Redwoods. We're doing a mic test. Let's drop it fast.